The first rule of interspecies diplomacy was simple: don't offend the host species. Dr. Elias Ward repeated that rule in his head for the 100th time as the shuttle descended toward the crimson world of Valisoran, home of the Valkyrie Empire, a civilization often compared to ancient vampires of human mythology. Pale skin, luminous eyes,
fangs.
A culture built around honor, power, and traditions that made most diplomats sweat through their uniforms. Elias wasn't even a diplomat. He was a xenobiologist, the kind of scientist who preferred quiet labs and data tablets over galactic ceremonies. But after he accidentally solved a plague infecting Valkyrie younglings, the Empress herself summoned him to the capital for an award ceremony.
Great.
A scientist at a royal function. What could possibly go wrong? The shuttle landed softly on a platform shaped like a crescent moon. Massive gates opened, revealing guards in obsidian armor, their capes flowing like liquid shadows. Their crimson eyes tracked him as he stepped out. And then he saw her. Lady Syraxa, the Empress's niece. A Valkyrie noble feared even by warriors. 7 feet tall, lean yet powerful, skin as pale as moonlight and marked with faint silver glyphs. Her armor was minimal, more ceremonial than functional, and her movements were so smooth they almost seemed predatory. Her eyes locked on Elias the moment he exited. "Oh no," he whispered to himself. He recognized that look. She wasn't staring at him like prey, but like someone examining a puzzle that intrigued her. She approached with silent steps. "You are the human healer," she said, voice like velvet over steel. Why yes," Elias stammered.
Smooth.
Very smooth. Lady Syraxa circled him slowly, studying him with interest. Valkyrie were infamous for reading micro-expressions, heartbeats, even the electromagnetic hum of a nervous system. As she examined him, her long dark braids swayed behind her, and Elias tried very hard not to stare. But he failed, because, well, her backside was exceptional, sculpted by generations of lethal training. Valkyrie bones were denser, muscle sharper, posture perfect. It was like staring at a statue carved by a god of chaos and beauty. Syraxa paused mid-circle and narrowed her eyes. "You're nervous," she said. "Your pulse spikes when you look at me." Elias felt the ground tilt. This was it. The moment human-Valkyrie relations died, because he was socially incompetent. She stepped closer, too close. "You fear me?" she asked. "And not fear. Just surprise." "You're very, his brain turned to soup. Her glowing eyes narrowed further. "Say it." He panicked. And out of all the words in the universe, out of every diplomatic sentence he could have chosen, he blurted, "You have a nice ass." Silence. The guards froze. Wind stopped. A distant bird literally fell out of the sky. Syraxa's expression did not change at first. She simply stood there, towering over him, unreadable. Elias realized he had just insulted a noblewoman of a predatory species known for ripping apart people who disrespected them. He prepared to die. And then she laughed. Not a harsh laugh, not a mocking one. A slow, dangerous, delighted laugh that vibrated through the hall. "You dare speak so boldly to a Valkyrie noble?" she asked, amusement thick in her voice. It was a panic response. Elias said desperately, I swear it wasn't intentional. I mean, it was intentional because I meant it, but not intentionally intentional. She stepped closer until her face was inches from his. Humans, she murmured, are fascinating. Before he could respond, a horn sounded across the courtyard. The Empress arrived, flanked by advisors, her presence overwhelming. Syraxis straightened immediately. "Come, human healer," she said. "You stand with me." "With you?" Elias squeaked. She placed one clawed hand gently, terrifyingly gently, on his shoulder and guided him into the great hall. The ceremonial chamber shimmered with obsidian mirrors and glowing crimson crystals. Hundreds of Valkyrie nobles stood in a semicircle around the Empress, who sat on a throne carved from the bones of an ancient leviathan. The air hummed with energy, and Elias's legs felt like jelly. The Empress gestured. "Step forward, Dr. Elias Ward of Earth." Elias did, trying not to trip. "You cured our children when even our own healers could not," she said. "You are hereby named Friend of the Empire." The hall murmured in approval until Syraxis stepped forward. "Aunt," she said boldly, "I wish to make a proclamation." The Empress's eyebrow rose. "Speak." Syraxa pointed at Elias. Earlier today, this human showed extraordinary boldness, fearlessness, and honesty. I claim the right to court him. A collective gasp filled the chamber. Elias almost fainted. "What?" I just complimented. I didn't mean, I'm not, you can't." But Syraxa continued, speaking clearly so everyone heard. He looked a Valkyrie noble in the eyes and commented on her physique without fear. "That alone shows courage. And his mind is formidable. I choose him." Nobles began whispering furiously. "A human. Impossible. He is tiny. He must be fearless or insane." The Empress leaned forward. "Human Elias, do you accept my niece's courtship?" Elias opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Syraxa watched him calmly, but behind her eyes he saw something unexpected. Curiosity. Respect. A spark of challenge, like she believed he was capable of much more than he thought. But he wasn't ready for this. "Empress, Lady Syraxa," Elias said carefully, "I'm honored. Truly. But I barely understand your customs." I said one stupid sentence, and it was not stupid, Syraxa said. "I panicked," Elias insisted. "And yet you were truthful." She stepped closer. "Truth is rare among nobles." The Empress studied the two of them. "Human, you may decline. The Empire will not take offense." Elias took a breath. He thought of everything, Earth, science, safety, and how Syraxa had looked when she laughed for the first time. He looked up at the towering warrior. "I'm not rejecting you," he said slowly. "I just need time to understand what any of this means." Syraxa tilted her head, considering. "Then I grant you time, human." The Empress nodded. "So be it." The courtship is paused, not dismissed. The hall relaxed slightly. After the ceremony, Syraxa escorted Elias to the moonlit balcony overlooking Valasoran's glowing forests. "You handled the court better than I expected," she said. "I nearly died of embarrassment." "You survived," she countered. "That is enough." He glanced at her. "So, about earlier. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to offend you." "You did not offend me." Her lips curved in a satisfied smirk. In fact, your honesty was refreshing. Elias rubbed the back of his neck.
Right. Well.
Still awkward. She leaned on the balcony railing, watching the luminescent wildlife below. Tell me, human, if you had not panicked, what would you have said? He hesitated, then answered honestly, that you're intimidating and impressive and beautiful all at once. Saraxa turned her crimson eyes toward him. Slowly, deliberately, she smiled, revealing sharp fangs that somehow didn't scare him this time. You may yet become someone worth courting, she said softly. Elias felt his heart stutter. Just please don't expect more panic compliments, he muttered. Her laughter echoed across the balcony. On the contrary, she said, I look forward to them. And unexpectedly, Elias realized he wasn't terrified anymore. He was intrigued.
And